Sound to your mind.
Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Breathe. I stay quiet as I light on my loud light. Breathe. I balance diet, I'm just trying to get my pounds right. Shouts all on my team, I need more than a mattress support. In my dreams, could grab a few Zeds like I'm falling asleep, but I don't wanna wake for the morning. Grief, breathe. Tears drop to the form in the sea. A broke heart, but it's worn in my sleeve. Never listened, I was warned in my teens, but I still skipped school, I was taught in the streets. Ring back, don't call for police. Stand tall, don't fall for the beast. Got issues with trust, so I'm born to believe. We've been a victim of love and now we're caught in it deep. Breathe.
Yes, people, what's happening? What's happening? Something a bit different today, guys. Obviously, we do normally do our all-time 11. You know, we have been doing it from the major clubs around the world in the different leagues, and we'll definitely resume that again. But we are going to go and do an all-time 11 from the French national team. Now, this is something that me and Fitz spoke about, yeah? And you know what it is, yeah? I'll probably say right now, yeah, probably one of the toughest ones we're going to do. Yeah, and what I've tried to do is narrow it down to players really realistically that have a chance of making this all-time 11. Because to be fair, there is a lot of players, but I think there's only really, you know, a handful of players that will be in the conversation in certain areas. You know, so yeah, this one's gonna be enjoyable. Big up to Babs One Diva each and every time. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this one, and we are going to be doing other teams as well. But I thought there was no better way to start and then do this French team. But yeah, Fitz, man, what you saying? Are you looking forward to this one?
I'm not gonna lie. I went into this one a little different because it was so broad. I'm like, right, okay. I'm gonna just try and no more than 3 per position. And obviously certain positions it might be one name, it might be 2 names, you know what I mean? Like there's no more than 3 for a position, no. And going into it, I was thinking, fuck, how am I gonna work that one out? But somehow I did it, and like unless my mind slipped and I've forgotten somebody, which I don't think I have done. Like I feel like I've got all the everyone that should be in this conversation I've got on this paper, I think. You know what I mean? Because we went from 95. I had to like say, right, Cantona's not in this conversation, which hurt me. But
you know what? Yeah, you know what's actually funny? Yeah, I actually thought you might have put him in there, but I think if anyone doesn't know, yeah, Eric Cantona never really played for France, did he?
Yeah, he had a few caps and fell out with fucking, was it Dugarry he fell out with?
Yeah, he
fell out with a player, and then the manager took the other player's side kind of thing. But Cantona had to apologize, and he just said, "Fuck you, I'm not playing again."
Yeah, because I believe him and Dugarry actually got on quite well before as well.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Fucking management can fuck a lot of great things up. You know what I mean? Like manager not knowing how to deal with the conflicts between 2 players that are actually fucking pretty good friends normally. Fucking hell, my man should have been able to resolve that fairly simply. But yeah, man, fucking tried to make Eric out as the bad guy, so Eric just said, "Fuck it, I'm done then, innit?" Retired from international and just doped up the league for us. But like I say, because
the guy didn't want to receive that fly kick, innit?
yeah. But to be fair, because it was 95, and obviously Eric, like, fuck it. To be fair, if Eric would have played till 2000, there might have still been a chance that I throw him in there, innit? But because he retired, like, what, 97? These 2 years of his playing career left, and none of them was during those 2 years he weren't doing international. So Yeah. I just felt like I'd be robbing someone that kind of does deserve it if I fucking throw him in there, innit? So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think based on the fact that France had so many good attackers, you kind of not really doing a disrespect to Cantona and leaving him out, innit? Because
yeah,
the amount
yeah.
of quality that they've got in the attack, innit? So yeah, I think more or less, man. When because I think out of all the forwards they had, he probably had the least amount of caps anyway. So it's not really a massive deal, I would say, leaving him out. But I thought you would have put him in there. You know,
Obviously, personal
right.
preference. I'd have loved to, but
Mm.
I just because I know how the chat gets in it. The chat's already given me that before when I've been like Vieira on an Italian team. They're like, bro, he spent 2 seasons there. And it's the end of his career. I'm like, right, sweet. So I'm learning from my mistakes now, innit?
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. But you know what? Yeah, let's sort this out because it's been racking my brains. Yeah, the formation. I had one in mind. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I had two in mind. So I had the 4-2-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
I had the 4-4-1-2-3.
To be fair,
Even that, I think I got it wrong. Yeah.
nah, I'm more leaning towards the 4-2-3-1 personally.
4-4-2-3-1.
Yeah, that's the way I was looking at it. But
Okay.
to be fair, you could probably even get away with a 4-4-1-1. You know what I mean? Pretty much the same kind of thing. It's just the wingers are going to be getting forward more than getting back in it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I hear it. Well, you know what? Yeah, I want to go through the players. I want to see if you've got, because I've left out some players, but I want to go through some of the players because there's going to be a lot of players, man, not getting to this team. But to this day now, I don't even know if it's going to be right or not. But we'll go through it. So 4-2-3-1, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite simple to say, really, we're doing this formation because of somebody. You know what I mean? So, but it is what it is. All right, cool. 4-2-3-1. Right, so let's go through the keepers. Yeah. For me, I've only got three keepers in the list.
Yeah, I've got two.
Well, the thing is, I had two, but then I thought I'll just throw this one in just for a bit of bants. You know what I mean? But Fabien Barthez, Hugo Lloris, and I put Bernard Lama. I thought I had to throw him in there. So judging from that, Lama, you're out, man. Just thought I'd throw you in there anyway.
Sometimes the rule of three doesn't always work, bro. Sometimes it's just to fuck it, innit?
Yeah. There was other names in there, yeah, but I thought Bernard Lama, yeah, he might have to get a mention. But I think it's obviously between Barthez and Hugo Lloris. Yeah. Who are you leaning more towards?
Well, to be fair, I think Lloris was the better keeper, but Barthez, because Barthez was a sweeper. He wasn't even a keeper. He was like the last defender, innit? He likes to play with his feet. So, Barthez, I did like him in it, but I also remember a lot of fucking horrendous mistakes with him in net at United.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do remember him. Like, he had a lot of technique. You know what I mean? Like, he was one of the first keepers I remember seeing that he could play like outfield. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I was just gonna say that actually. I was gonna say he one of the first keepers I see with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, it's like, so he kind of was the blueprint for keepers like fucking Edison and that. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
For me, like he is like a monumental piece of fucking like the game, really, innit? Because like I say, he kind of changed the way people looked at keepers.
Yeah.
But his shot stopping wasn't the greatest, and I've said it a million times. Like, I want my defenders to defend first. You know what I mean? I want people to be a shot stopper first. So for that, I'm probably leaning towards Hugo Lloris.
Yeah.
But I could happily accept Barthez because I know what he brings to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm probably leaning just towards Lloris slightly more.
Yeah,
What
I
you
think with Barthez and Lloris, I like left-footed goalkeepers to start with anyway. And I mean, Lloris, I first was aware of Lloris because obviously Lloris was at Nice, and I remember watching a couple of games with him at Nice, and I wanted Man United to sign Hugo Lloris. And then when he went to Tottenham, it was a bit of a shock because I thought this guy is definitely going to be one of the next best keepers in the world. It's hard to say really if he actually became that because, and I'm only saying that because he went to Tottenham, and Tottenham wasn't a team that was winning. But you have to remember, this is a Hugo Lloris that was in goal all the way up to the Champions League final against Liverpool, which they lost, yeah. But then again, you look at Lloris, you know, he definitely was one of the best keepers in the Premier League, you know, World Cup winner as well. A leader, you know, if anyone remembers the time when he, you've seen the Tottenham documentary when he was getting onto Son, yeah. But I do actually think that in terms of the two keepers, yeah, I think Lloris probably edges it. And I only say he edges it on Barthez because he's probably more reliable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's the point. Like, I remember Barthez making a lot of errors, a handful against Arsenal. You know what I mean? It's like, well, big games specifically, you need your keeper to be there, innit?
Yeah.
And to be fair, thinking about it, I can probably remember Lloris turning up in big moments more than Barthez. You know what I mean? But
100.
Again, better shot stopper, so you kind of expect that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
again, both of them are actually World Cup winners as well.
Yeah. That's what, like, to be fair, going off like national silverware, the fucking the both elite really, because fucking to win a World Cup, like, you're in rarefied air anyway, innit?
Yeah.
Both of them have lifted it. I think Barthez probably had a slightly more successful career at club level. But again, that it comes down to who you sign for. You know what I mean? If you sign for United, you're gonna have a better time than signing for fucking Tottenham, innit? So
100%.
It's one of them.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I think what he done at Tottenham, really, when you actually think about it, a team that doesn't really win, Champions League final, up under Pochettino as well. You know, they were a team that was regularly getting into the Champions League, and again, he was a massive part of that, man. So
yeah, because there was once a time where they were pretty much a shoe in for fucking European competition. You know what I mean? Like, they were considered one of the top clubs at the time, innit? Top 5, top 6.
Yeah.
So, and like you say, there's only a handful of players that can really be credited for that. You know what I mean? Because fucking hell, they have had a lot of mediocre players pass through there as well. You know what I mean? But it's players like Lloris, Modric, Bale. These kind of guys were the reason why they were fucking doing so well. And then obviously later on, Son and Kane and that. But Lloris was a massive part. Massive part.
Was. Yeah. So what we saying then? Hugo Lloris definitely, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's got to, innit? Just like I say, if we didn't have the quality that we're gonna have in front of the keeper, then maybe we would want Barthez because he can use his feet. But when you look at the defenders that they've got available, it's like, nah, that we don't need an extra defender. We need a goalkeeper. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you want someone reliable, innit? Yeah, 100%. Again, I think to be honest with you, I think Lloris probably, he edges it for me because of the fact that he's reliable, but both of them World Cup winners. Did Barthez actually win a Premier League with United?
I vaguely remember him lifting one. Yeah, let me just double check it quickly because I swear he was there with Blanc and Blanc lifted it.
I'm pretty sure he won it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did too.
Someone said Cantona. Listen, newsflash, we discussed that already, but there's going to be no Eric Cantona for obvious reasons. For obvious reasons, no Cantona. But
Yeah,
listen,
he
we'd love to
won
get
two.
Cantona
He won
really.
two prems.
He won 2 Prems, boys.
2 prems. 2 league earns. Fucking Euro, World Cup, Champions League, fucking Confederations Cup. Yo, he won everything really. He won all the big shit. Can't knock him. Bartes had a fucking decent career. World Cup, Euros, Champions League, 2 prems, two league earns. Fucking out. Even won fucking the French second tier. Fucking won that with
So
Marseille.
what you trying to say? Bartes sneaks in there, yeah?
I'm just saying fucking hell. Like I said, I even said at club level, I think he was more successful, but again, playing in that 94-95 Marseille team, they won the Champions League. You know what I mean? Then he comes to United, like he's had bigger clubs that he's played at, so you are gonna have better opportunities to win shit in it.
Yeah.
I swear that 94-95 Marseille team, did they not have Desailly there as well?
Desailly, he went Marseille, was it?
I swear he was in the fucking Olympic Marseille squad. One sec. Let me just double check.
I'm pretty sure he was at AC Milan by then. No.
No, I think it was after winning that, innit? One sec.
Guys, make sure you're smashing the like button, guys, as well. Make sure you sub to the channel if you're new in here as well. And yeah, let us know in the comments and questions, because we are doing our all-time France 11 from 95 to the present day. And listen, this is going to be difficult, so help us construct this team. We've gone for a 4-2-3-1 formation. Obviously, Hugo Lloris is the keeper. Between him and Bartes, you know, worthy mention of Bernard Lammer as well. But yeah, listen, Lloris is in there. And as I said, yeah, we're going to go into defense in a bit.
Desailly was there 92-93 when they did it, innit? But yeah, when Bartes did it, bro, Bartes did it with Cantona's brother in the squad.
Cantona's brother? Nah.
You know Cantona had a brother called Joe.
Oh, Joe Cantona, yeah, of course. Yeah, come on, yeah, Joe Cantona, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about him, yeah.
Oh yeah, man, fucking my mum was in the squad with Bartes when he won the Champions League. That's crazy. Joel Cantona lifted a Champions League and Eric didn't.
Neither did R9. Neither did Ibra.
Bro, Joel Cantona picked up a Champions League medal before his fucking brother, the King. That is insane.
Madness, isn't it? Madness. Absolute madness.
But yeah, no, I think it's still got to be Lloris. Like I say, if you'd give Lloris the same kind of, like, obviously going to Marseille in the mid-90s was like going to PSG in Lloris's day. So if Lloris would have fucking gone PSG first, won a few bits there, and then gone over to fucking Chelsea, different story, innit?
100, yeah.
But like I say, you can't blame his agent more than fucking anything.
Yeah. Nah, listen, Lloris was good, man, but it was an odd move, man, going Tottenham when you actually think about it. You know, this is a guy that won a World Cup, been in goal for France for so many years, and you'd probably say if anyone that didn't watch football, but they just knew the big teams around the world, they would say this guy winning the World Cup, who's he play for? He must be playing for like Barcelona or something like that, innit?
Yeah.
But, nah, man was at Tottenham.
Crazy.
But anyway, let's go on. Let's move it on to the defense, yeah. Let's start off at right back, and I think this probably is
one of the
probably easiest decision that we're going to go through. Well, I say it's the easiest, yeah, because there is another position, but in terms of defense, it's the easiest one. So you got Willy Sagnol or Bakary Sagna.
DA. DA is Lillian.
Guys, listen, it's gonna be Lillian. It's gonna be Lillian. This guy was unreal. It's a shame that his son's whack though. I ain't gonna lie. Bro, listen, I just don't rate I don't rate Marcus Thuram, man. I think he's rubbish.
Bro, the amount of guys that I've fucking seen and I'm like, oh, that must be so and so's kid, and I'm like, what? Yeah. How? What the fuck? It just doesn't make sense, man.
I think the other one's probably better. Keferin. I think he's better.
Yeah. He's a decent midfielder. Him, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think he's better, man. But I'm just not having Marcus Thuram, man. I just don't rate him. Like he's decent, but when I see him in the French squad, I'm thinking, France, man, come on. I know you rate Lillian, man, but let's be serious. He shouldn't be there. But you see this guy here, though, yeah. Obviously, centre back, right back. For me, when we talk about all time, and I'm not just saying right backs, yeah, defenders, yeah, in general, yeah. Like he's right up there. I think his name doesn't get mentioned enough because I think when people talk about the all-time defenders, yeah, you got like the Franz Beckenbauers, you got you know, the Fernando Hierros, you know, Stam, Nesta, Cannavaro, Ronald Koeman, you know, Baresi, you know, obviously amongst many more. Yeah, his name never gets mentioned. But this guy was an absolute, he was an animal. Like he could play. I mean, couldn't get past him, physically strong. Like he had no weaknesses as a defender. The only thing I would say, was he better as a right back or centre back?
I preferred him as a right back. I feel like when he went centre back, because he started playing centre back a lot more towards the end of his career, in it when obviously he was still a good defender, but he wasn't the same. You know what I mean? It's like watching Messi now. It's like it's not the same Messi that we watched. You know what I mean? But you can still appreciate what he's able to do. But yeah, like Thuram at right back, yeah, he was a fucking problem, absolute problem. Like, but that's the thing for me. As a kid, it used to baffle me. Like even as a kid, I used to wonder how the fuck does Gary Neville stay in the team year in year out when these guys like Thuram and Cafu and that out there. It just didn't make sense to me. Like there must have been about 6 years of my childhood where I was just every time I get on FIFA, Neville was out, Thuram was in. You get me? Like I just didn't understand how nobody at the club saw that was the way to go. But yeah,
the thing is though, yeah, like in his era, he was the best right back in his era.
Yeah, there was only Cafu that could rival him.
Yeah,
and to be fair, if we're talking right back defensive work, Thuram was better.
Thuram. Yeah, he was.
You know what I mean?
Cafu was probably better attacking, but defensively, yeah. But to be fair,
he got a lot more credit as well because he was always going forward and doing plays and that. So people looked at it like, fucking hell, that's a right back. You know what I mean? So it's like people like obviously a lot of people prefer to see a nice goal or a nice assist than a fucking good tackle. You know what I mean? It's just 100. The way people are in it. So obviously, I feel like that's probably why he got. And on top of it, when you started listing off like what people consider the greatest centre backs of all time, there is a running theme there, you know, bro. Go back through the names that you mentioned. Koeman,
bro, have I really got to do it? Have I really got to do it? We know what's going on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but
we know what's going on. You know,
but
we know what's going on.
Thuram definitely fucking not spoke about enough, and the people that do speak about him, I feel like they don't give him the credit that he should really be due in it. Because when people speak about him, they probably do say it as like, oh yeah, but Cafu was fucking, you know what I mean? People will always mention Cafu in the same breath, innit?
Bro, I'm laughing, yeah, because could be a full African Caribbean outfield.
Could be, to be fair.
Hey, spot on, man, spot on. We'll see. But maybe Lloris breaks that up, innit? You never know. But you know what I mean. But now, listen, Lilian Thuram, man, one of the greatest, not just fullbacks, yeah, greatest defenders of all time.
Yeah,
doesn't get spoke on, you know. But we know why that is, you know. But we ain't really gotta get into that. Anyway, let's move it on, and we're gonna go to left back now.
There's two names.
The left back's interesting. I've only got one. Well, I say one player. I mean, Theo Hernandez for me has to be in the conversation. Yeah,
was it on my list?
Gael Clichy, Eric Abidal, Patrice Evra, or Bishente Lizarazu?
I've got Lizarazu and I've got Evra, simply because I know when you do centre backs, you like left-footed centre backs, right-footed centre backs. So
Okay.
Abidal's on the left side is centre back list for me.
Do you know what? Big up yourself, yeah, because I thought you wasn't gonna go like that, so that's why I put him left back.
Yeah, nah. So I've got 3 right-footed centre backs and I've got 3 left-footed centre backs.
Okay.
And then I've got Thuram at right back and I've got Evra and Lizarazu for left back. So it's Evra, Lizarazu for me.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, to be fair, the left-footed centre backs, I think when you hear them, it's gonna be Abidal. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, we'll get into that because I've got a theory of what we're gonna do on that one, innit? But yeah, I think Gael Clichy was good, you know, but was Clichy better than Evra? Not for me, but he was good though. Clichy, I did like him. I'm a big fan of Theo Hernandez, to be fair, but can we put an argument for Theo Hernandez to be in the conversation with Evra and Lizarazu?
Not for me. Not for me. Again, both of them left backs that we've got left here in Evra and Lizarazu, both won World Cups, no?
Do you know what? I don't think Evra did. You know,
I swear Evra won it with Lloris.
I don't think. No. Theo Hernandez was the left back.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think Evra won a World Cup. Because I'm looking. Are you talking about the 2018 team? Unless he was in the squad, but he definitely didn't start.
Let me just check. Oh no, he wasn't even taken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he won a World Cup. And obviously,
his last tournament was the Euro 2016. I thought he just about scraped it to it, innit?
Yeah, no, I think after Evra was done, I think that's when Theo Hernandez became the permanent left back.
Yeah. He took over like 2017, innit?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's difficult. It's difficult because I do think Theo Hernandez deserves a mention, but it's whether we're gonna say, is Theo Hernandez, is he better than Evra? Pure and simple.
Nah, for me, no.
Yeah. So that means we're working with Evra and Lizarazu, isn't it?
Yeah. And to be fair, either one of them I'd be happy with. Like,
yeah.
let's off
the chat because I'm cool with either, innit? Because I thought Lizarazu was underrated, you know. But Evra was a top left back as well. Guys in the chat, let us know, yeah. Who are you taking for left back? Bishente Lizarazu or Patrice Evra?
I feel recency guys might get the better of this one though.
So yeah, Lucas Hernandez took over at left back, but in 2018. But again, Lucas Hernandez is naturally a centre back, left-sided centre back. But yeah, he did play left back for France. But I'm more or less focusing on who was the long-term left back, and the long-term left back has been Theo Hernandez for a little while. So guys, who are we going with? Patrice Evra or Bishente Lizarazu?
Because United bias will have me lean towards Evra if I really have to. But like I say, I highly rated Lizarazu. Like I can't remember which all-time 11 it was now, but I remember having a conversation about Lizarazu was the guy. Like,
yeah, that was for. Who was that for again? I remember we were having a conversation. Who was it about? Yeah, I actually remember. I can't remember what it was regarding. So yeah, Evra for me, guys. Anyone else wanna vote on Lizarazu or Evra? If not, then we'll just put
Bayern squad. You know,
It was buying. It was buying. Yeah, it was buying. Because we was talking about Alaba
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Lizarazu, I think it was, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, Lizarazu, absolute
Mm.
fucking beast. I rated him very highly, but like I say, United bias is always going to get the better of me in certain situations. And when two players are that tight for a position, I'm just going to go with the red in it.
I hear it. I hear it. I think to be fair, I think it's like a toss of a coin, really, with these two, innit?
Yeah, yeah.
I would say. All right. So Patrice Evra goes in.
The
So
right
yeah,
side of
Thuram.
centre back is where we've got a nightmare.
Right. So what I think we should do, yeah, because as you know, like left side centre back, left footed, right side centre back, yeah. So I think the best way to kind of do this in a way, yeah, is if we're gonna use Abidal as a centre back, should we just say we're gonna pick a right-sided centre back between Desailly, Laurent Blanc, Varane, and Frank Leboeuf,
Basically, yeah.
and then we put the left one will be Samuel Umtiti or
Or Laporte.
what the thing is, Laporte didn't actually play for France.
But we
He should have, but obviously he's playing for Spain, isn't it? I
but,
was thinking Presnel Kimpembe.
yeah. No, but he's not as good as Umtiti. And to be totally honest, that means it's down to Umtiti or fucking Abidal. Which
Yeah. But I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
yeah. Okay.
I'm cool with that.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I'd be going Abidal on the left and then fucking hell. Yo.
well, someone's already said Varane.
Nah.
Let's
not as
focus on
clear-cut.
who are we gonna rule out first? Let's rule out them so we can narrow it down to the right side.
Right. I'd
I'll
rule
put
out
Abidal in
Leboeuf.
there, yeah.
I'd rule out Leboeuf because Blanc was a captain.
And why is that? Why would you rule him out?
Because Blanc was captain. You know what I mean? Like he was proper leader, main man in that center pairing.
Yeah.
Then you go outside of that, you think, right, okay, Desailly and Leboeuf played together at Chelsea, innit? And to me, the standout was always Desailly. You know what I mean? So if we're just putting people head to head like that, and then Varane, I'd take Varane over Leboeuf as well. So it's like Leboeuf literally loses head to head against everyone. It's only those three where it's like now there's a conversation. Desailly or Varane or Blanc. Like now they're a bit more fucking hard to get through. You know what I mean?
So the thing is though, yeah, if we're looking at Desailly, Varane, and Blanc, yeah, because Leboeuf's is probably fourth choice, isn't it? Yeah. What does Laurent Blanc? Because I think it's best to look at Laurent Blanc against Desailly, and then we kind of know where we're looking at, innit? What did Laurent Blanc have over Desailly? Because I think Laurent Blanc was very good in possession, but so was Desailly. Desailly was quicker than him. Desailly was also a leader. Yeah. Desailly also won, I know, with Laurent Blanc as well, a World Cup. But I mean, but basically what I'm trying to say, yeah, does Laurent Blanc get in ahead of Desailly?
I don't know. Simply because, like, you know what? I do. Again, I lean a bit towards Blanc because of the backstory. Like the fact my man came to us for his last season before he retired because he always wanted to play for United. That I hold a piece for him. You know what I mean? I'll always have a piece for him, man. And
I'm not here yet for sentimental, yeah.
No. But this is what I'm saying. So it's always gonna be like a little bit biased in it because I know he's one of us. You know what I mean? He's a fan. You get me? And obviously,
bro, I don't know him. Listen, I'm not here for the sentimental, man. Let's
man.
throw that
on top of it, like obviously, fucking my man came. Fucking when he came, we was actually like in a little bit of a back and forth between Chelsea. You know what I mean? So, if I'm remembering correctly, when the season before he came, we'd not won a title, and then he came and we took it back. You know what I mean? So there is a few parts where I'm going to be a bit more biased towards him. And on top of it, like the stories that you hear as well, like you understand, my man used to do what he did, fucking smoking like 20 cigs at half time. Like, man, are giving team talks and he's in the shower with Barthez just smoking away and that. Like, bro,
Hey,
that
he was just lucky. Yeah, he wasn't playing in this pace and power era because he'd be done at him.
I hear it now, but you know what though, bro? Like, I've heard a lot of like similar stories. Like, you know, Berbatov used to smoke a lot, isn't it?
I never knew that. I never knew
Berber used to smoke hella, bro. Like, fucking, he'd always be caught around town smoking cigarettes and that. Obviously, Rooney would get caught coming out of fucking nightclubs smoking and that. You know what I mean? So it's like I see him more like renegades in it. Like, obviously the rebels. So I've got a soft spot for a rebel. You know what I mean? Like,
I hear it, but I do hear it.
But obviously, for me, like when it comes down to it, like Desai was fucking absolutely ridiculous, and that's one person. He's kind of like an Andy Cole in that sense, the way that I don't understand how he doesn't get the credit. You know what I mean? Like, because like when you look at where he's played, like bro, bear in mind, people talk about look, Seedorf 3 different Champions Leagues with 3 different clubs. Desai did it with 2, and one of them was Marseille. You know what I mean? Like, bro, this shit doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, he won it with Marseille, and then he went to AC and was like in a team full of stars. He was an essential part of that machine. You know what I mean? So it's like when you've got players like fucking Ruud Gullit and fucking Marco van Basten and these man on the pitch, and you're an essential part of the team, you're special, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
but again, Fitcher, this is why when people chuck in Varane, I like Varane was a top defender. Varane was rated when he was at Lens, when he was proper young, But I do think it's a bit of a disrespect now, to have Varane in the combo with Desai.
Yeah.
That isn't because Varane's not good, but it's like Desai doesn't get the credit that he deserves, probably due to another thing, as you said, with Andy Cole.
Yeah.
Because Varane can't get in there ahead of Desai for me.
No, I hear it. The only, like, to be fair, I could hear an argument for Blanc simply because Blanc was there in the same teams as Desai. Yeah. And on top of it, like, he was the captain, you know what I mean? So I know Desai was a leader, but in a team full of leaders, Blanc was the leader, you know what I mean? So I can hear some more argument towards Blanc over Desai, but again, like, as much as I've got a little bias to lean towards Blanc, like, Desai, like, for a player that never played for United, the amount of respect that I put on Desai says it all for me, innit? Like, it's probably got to be Desai. It's fucking up. I put him in a conversation with guys like Stam. You know what I mean? Guys like Vidic. Fucking realistically, like, these are not just great defenders, but players that I've got a soft spot for as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
100.
realistically, Desai getting in a convo with some of my favorite all-time United defenders is something special. You know what I mean? Like, I hold him up there with like Cannavaro and shit. You know what I mean? And that's a testament in itself. Like, I was stood there arguing to the death for Cannavaro to be in the Real Madrid team. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember.
You can't have a player of that quality available and not pick him. It's like, well, yeah, I think that's the way we've got to look at it with Desai. Like, if he's not, if we really want to get Blanc or Varane into it, then essentially Desai's got to get moved into that midfield.
Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I've already got it. That's why I put Desai as centre back, because I've got my midfield. You know what I mean? Yeah. I know pretty much every position.
I've got a feeling, I know exactly what your midfield is. Yeah. I know exactly what it is, and I'm thinking right now, Yeah, no, do you know what? I think we've got the same midfield. I think we've got the same midfield.
I think we're only going to defer on one position here, but you probably even know the position and the player and everything because I've done it with this same player before to make space in another position.
No, but that's why I said we've got the same midfield, because I was thinking now for balance, I might go something a bit different, but you technically can't leave him out. So don't worry, we'll get onto it. But I know exactly what the midfield you're going for, and I ain't having no there's no argument for me, put it that way. Overturn and Bellion on the wings, yeah. Yeah, listen. I'm not sure what wing you're talking about, maybe the prison wing, but listen, there's no way Overton and Bellion are even in the reserve team, let alone the reserve team. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yo,
so
I remember when David Bellion came through and everyone was hyping it like he was meant to be the next Henry. You remember that?
Yeah, because of pace. Yes, that's what it was. Bro. Because of pace, and then you see him play. You know what I mean? Embarrassing. David Bellion, you know, Sunderland. Bro, David Bellion. We should have known when his name was called David, man. He was never going to be a bad boy.
Serious. We all started just calling him David to make him feel
Beckham. David Beckham, man. David B. You know what I mean?
Trust me. Nah, you know what? My man had that DB fucking initials and thought, yeah, I could do something. Yeah.
More like David Bentley, man. You know what I mean? But or David Brent. You know, but
that's more like it. Fuck, you know.
But nah, listen. Yeah, them two guys, man, they can stay well away from this team. But let's ask the chat, man. Chat, who are you going with? Yeah, Desailly, Varane, or Laurent Blanc? I want to see what you lot think.
But for me,
I think if we're narrowing it down to two, yeah, it's got to be Desailly and
Blanc for me.
And Blanc, yeah. Yeah, I think it's got to be Desailly and Blanc. And that doesn't mean that Varane's not good, but can Varane be in a combo with those two?
Nah, not for me. Not for me.
And even if he is, why is he in a combo with those two?
Because that, for me, like that's what I'm saying. Absolute quality player, quality defender, but at the same time, like you look like the same can be said for Desailly, the same can be said for Blanc. You know what I mean? But for me, the era that them man played in, like bear in mind, Blanc and Desailly won a World Cup having to play against Rivaldo, Ronaldo, Carlos, Cafu. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, France '98, obviously, fucking, it was in France, but the favourites were clearly Brazil.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Even down to the fact that Brazil was the first game that started the tournament that year. Like they were massive favourites, and the world supported them because they had the fucking most talented attack.
Yeah,
France went in and fucking absolutely killed off the final. Like it didn't even look like they were playing Brazil. It looked like frauds in a yellow kit. You know what I mean? Like fucking ridiculous what they were able to do. And bear in mind, Blanc at the center of all that. He's having to deal with that.
Yeah,
I don't think Varane's handling prime R9 and prime Rivaldo and all these kind of guys. I don't think it's getting handled as well.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's different. As I said, Varane was good, man, very good. But I think Desailly, Laurent Blanc. I think Laurent Blanc probably just edges Varane.
Yeah.
And that's only because you could arguably say Blanc was playing in a tougher era of footballers.
Yeah,
of strikers.
And then when you look at Blanc and Desailly, they're both in the same era. But if you look at where Desailly went and did it, like playing in Syria was the most difficult thing that you could do, especially as a defensive player, and that's what he went and did. And then when he left there, he went to Chelsea when the Prem was one of the best leagues, or coming into one of the best leagues because of the influx of new talent that was coming in. Because we've seen an explosion of like we've discussed it before, where we've got fucking Sheffield Wednesday with fucking with some quality Italians in the squad. And it's ridiculous, in it. So when he then came over to England to play in England, I know he was past his prime at that point, but it's not like he came and people were like, fucking hell, what the fuck, what's going on with this guy? I thought he was meant to be, you know what I mean? Like everyone just sat up and was like, yeah, he's serious, isn't it?
Yeah,
obviously, well, I don't think at any point anyone was saying he's the best defender in the league, but I don't think anyone would dispute that he was definitely up there, top 5 or so.
Nah, he was ridiculous, man, ridiculous. But yeah, I think that both of them were just in a tougher era, man. It's just that, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's hard to kind of, obviously, I wouldn't say pick both of them, just for the balance, but because Abidal again, I mean, played left back for Barca, but Abidal was class, man. He was, I think, another one very underrated. Very underrated at Lyon.
And he did used to get thrown in at centre back as well quite a bit.
Yeah, he did.
And it's not like he looked out of place either, because there's players that would get thrown in at centre back occasionally.
But bro, Abidal, yeah. The funny thing is, yeah, Abidal and Umtiti were the same players. They were both naturally centre backs. But if you look at when Umtiti first come through at Lyon, and it's funny how both of them were at Lyon as well. Funny enough, yeah. When Umtiti first come through, Umtiti was playing left back, and then he got transitioned to centre back. Abidal was the same thing, because Abidal was naturally a centre back. So those two are literally the same player. They're both centre backs by trade, but then played left back for their clubs. But as Derek has said, big up Ghana though, they won. I hear it, yeah. And based on that, we're gonna pick the Ghanaian born Marcel Desailly. Right on cue. Let's put him in there. To be fair, I think Desailly had to be in there, really. Let's face it. But I think making a case for the others, Yeah, but anyway, let's get on to more interesting. Go on.
Yeah, now this is where it gets sticky.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, I actually think here there's a whole list of names, but it probably could be the most straightforward.
Yeah.
In terms of who should be there, yeah. But I think it's only right to go through some of the names centrally, yeah. So I've not included everyone, by the way, but I've gone with, I don't even know why I put him in there. Maybe because he's the French manager right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Didier Deschamps, Patrick Vieira, Claude Makelele, Emmanuel Petit, Zizou, Dimitri Payet, Samir Nasri, Antoine Griezmann. Forgot about Griezmann. Paul Pogba, Christophe Dugarry, N'Golo Kante. And you know what? I didn't include Christian Carambo either.
Nah, to be fair, there's a few names that you've put down there that I had left off in it. I'll tell you the truth. My list consists of, in midfield, I've got Vieira, I've got Makelele, I've got Emmanuel Petit, and I've also got Paul Pogba.
Okay. So
that's the only names I wrote down for midfield, because I feel like
let's just stop playing games, yeah. You see that little triangle right there of the 10 and the 2 midfielders? Yeah. Are we right in saying it's Vieira, Pogba, Zidane?
That's where I was going.
Yeah. Listen, I had that penciled in long time ago. I was just trying to be difficult,
No, to be fair, like I said, like it is sticky because, like, for example, Makelele, how the fuck are we leaving Makelele out of this team? You know what I mean? But when you've got Vieira and you've got Pogba, you can't really, you know what I mean? How are we? Unless we're going to play without a 10 and fucking have 3, you know what I mean? He just doesn't fit.
But again, I think you just mentioned it, yeah. If you look at Makelele was a lone 6. So if we was playing with like a lone 6 and you're playing with 2 10s and you want someone holding the midfield, you'd probably say Makelele. But then again, Vieira could do that.
But that's what I'm saying. When you've got Vieira and Pogba side by side,
you don't need Makelele
at all. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of them, innit? But I want to know what you've got for these wings, though. 'Cause this is where it actually could get a bit.
But again, yeah, I actually think we're gonna go with the same. I think we've got exactly the same thinking. Maybe one player might be a bit different, but and listen, we're not gonna waste time. He's gonna go in there, you know. There's no point even discussing because this guy was just saying.
Like I say, for
bro, you see that team there?
Bro, I'm trying to cover up everything else, but you see, 10, I just had one name, Zidane. That's it. You get me? Like, I didn't bother. Same way we right back. There's just Taram. There's no other names. There's no point.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, there's worthy mentions like Anton Griezmann. For the 10s, yeah, you got to give worthy mentions for Anton Griezmann, Dimitri Payet, and what's his name? Christophe Dugarry as well.
I hear it, but at the same time, my logic is comparing them, put him head to head with Zidane. Did he even get an honorable mention? Can I take them for what they are to the game and what they did? Yes, they deserve a mention. But when you're comparing and putting them up to who's in the position,
it's not worth it.
Ink. I'm not wasting ink. There's no point. Like, as much as I might have rated like Payet, I thought he was quality. But compared to Zidane,
Dimitri Payet, was ridiculous. When I actually think about how good he was, he's another one that, bro, when he was in the Premier League, what he was doing for West Ham, he was doing like a Matt Letizia thing.
Yeah,
he was doing that.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I liked him because he did. Again, the same reason why I like Cherky. He reminds me of that kind of era. You know what I mean? And that kind of player. So I'm always gonna like that kind of like player anyway. But when you're putting him up against Zidane, it's unfair, bro. You know what I mean? It's literally the Undertaker versus Hornswoggle, bro. It doesn't make sense. Like, you can't do it. Like, if people are talking about some of the greatest entertainers in wrestling history, and you start going through it, and they're like The Rock, Stone Cold, Undertaker, and then someone throws in Hornswoggle, you're gonna laugh in it. Like, there's no need for him to get thrown in there, man.
Hornswoggle,
like I say, that's no disrespect to Payet or any of them, man. But fucking hell, Zidane's Zidane, innit?
There's only one name, man. Really, there's no one. Like, you know what? I would love to put Antoine Griezmann in there because Griezmann was class. But again, man, you can't be putting in Griezmann and not Zidane. It just doesn't make any sense, you know.
Nah.
Shout out to Kante, but that's a strong team. You know what? Yeah, when I look at Kante or Makaleli?
Nah, Makaleli.
But I reckon many would say Kante.
Yeah, but again, recency bias, innit? Like, don't forget, like, the thing that people always will forget, and people like us will never forget, is the fact that he the whole role that these men play now was created by Makaleli. They didn't even have a name for it at that point. They called it the Makaleli role.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, bro, again, just like I said with Barthez being one of the first keepers I seen with a ball at his feet comfortably, like his impact on the game is still being felt now. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking, you can't dispute, like, fucking, he was like the first of a kind, and then look at the game now; it's filled with them. You know what I mean?
Well, again, he was probably one of the first number 6s as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, probably one of the first ones. And then now, obviously, you see the likes of the Busquets and then players like that played that similar role. But Makaleli, was one of the very first ones to play that position. And I think Makaleli was underrated. But if I'm comparing Makaleli and Kante, Makaleli for me over Kante.
And the
And then
thing
if
is
you
as
look at
well, you've got to go back and look at like that Galacticos team, and like I've heard Figo, I've heard Zidane, I've heard fucking Beckham, I've heard bare people that were all there all say that Makaleli was the fucking engine. He
he was
was the
the
reason
key
why
man,
they
yeah.
were able to do what they did.
Mm.
End of the day, like when you're in a team full of the biggest names in the world and you've got a whole role named after yourself that changes the way that the game is played
Yeah.
overall, and you've got these kind of all-time greats crediting you for that team's success.
Mm.
Oh man, it says everything in it. Like, it says everything. Makaleli was fucking one of a kind. I don't
It
think
was.
like nowadays you might fucking find a six that's quality or fucking like elite, world class, however you want to call it, but they're not doing it in the same era that fucking Makaleli was doing it. That's always going to be the point. Like when we go back to these defenders and all that, like they can
100.
be great now. They can be as good as anybody else currently right now. But like for me, like Yamal quality, Elise quality, but these
Mm.
man don't come close to what was about when we was younger.
Oh, bro, listen.
It just doesn't
It's different.
happen,
It
you
was
know what I
different,
mean?
man.
So,
It was
but
different, yeah.
yeah, but that's what I'm
It was
saying. That
different.
doesn't take anything away from how good Elise and Yamal is. It's just the
Mm.
case, the game has changed in it. But the point is, when you look at the game and you're like, right, the number 6 is a massive part of the game. And that was all created. That was Makalele's job. Like people are emulating Makalele. That's it.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? You can like you can try and recreate a Monet piece in it, but it's not going to be as good as the original.
Mm.
Nothing can you can get close to it, but it's still not going to be the original.
No, of
So
course. But again, even if you look at football now, yeah, there's not really any teams that play with a lone six anyway. That's why a lot of these teams play with double pivots because that role, the number 6, is a thing of the past. You know what I mean? So this is the problem, man. Like the Makaleli role, man, was as it was a role that really was unheard of. And he probably played it better than anyone. I still say that Busquets, for me, is the greatest DM of all time. Just for so many different reasons. But Makaleli, man, for me was underrated. And again, he only doesn't get into this team, yeah, because we're not playing that system, and because you've got two guys in Vieira and Pogba that just have to be there. And if it means excluding Makaleli, then so be it. Because for me, it was the easiest pick for the triangle, the easiest pick.
yeah,
I'd prefer personally, yeah, a left-footed player for balance, like I keep saying with the Man United, yeah. But when you got those 3 there, yeah, man, there's no weaknesses there. That's the thing, no
yeah.
weaknesses.
If you
So
really wanted to be fussy about it as well, and you wanted a left footer, like you could always just fucking say, right, okay, like because Zizou was left, innit?
he played left midfield for Real Madrid in the 4, yeah, which
Yeah,
which
so
I don't think
realistically,
many actually remember that.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
nah,
trying to say? It's crazy.
yeah, because that's the thing. Like they had to just get players on the pitch, innit? It was like,
Yeah,
however,
work
we're
it
gonna
out.
work this. Because like
Mm.
they did games where they'd have Zidane on the left, fucking
Figo.
Figo on the right, Bex in the center with fucking Makalele or fucking
And then
Guti or
Raul
whatever.
and Ronaldo. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like it's just accommodating as many
Yeah.
names on the team sheet, weren't it? But
But bro, that's
like,
when football, yeah, was at its best, because just get the best players playing and let them work it out.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
Brazil. That's what Brazil did.
100. Well, that's the thing,
Mm.
though. Obviously, if we really wanted to have that balance, Pogba and fucking Zidane can keep rotating. You know what I mean? Put Pogba on the left hand side and let him just switch out with Zidane whenever we
Yeah.
need that balance in it. But
Mm.
like I say, it's fucking for me. I don't. It could be the strongest midfield 3. Like
I'm telling you.
fucking
I'm telling you.
in any of these, like, because obviously this is the first international one.
Yeah.
Bro, this could
That's
be the
gonna sit
strongest
some beating.
midfield 3. Yeah, because like
That was
they might be other teams that have got a stronger forward three or a stronger back four or some shit. You know what I mean? But that midfield three of Pogba, Vieira, and Zidane has got it all.
yeah, bro. There's no weakness, yeah. And then you think behind that they've got Abidal and Desai, and then Taram and Evra either side. Ah, listen, man, crazy,
Oh, we not even
crazy
got
business.
to our like front attacking three now. You know what I mean? Like
We'll get to that now. Let me just go through some of these comments quickly. As a Dutch woman, I'm so jealous of French football and all those players. I hear it, man. It makes you want to cry, innit? It makes you want to cry, man. Big up.
Being Dutch, you're I've been jealous of fucking Holland. Don't get it twisted. Like as an Englishman, I've been jealous of Holland.
Man, don't worry, we'll do them teams because that's gonna be another team where I mean, I don't know who to pick from them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that might actually be harder. That might actually be harder than the French team.
Yeah, because I feel like with certain teams, like with France and Brazil, there's certain names where it's like he's in. It takes up half the team straight away. But with Holland, it's kind of like, well, I can think of one that is 100% in, maybe two, and then the rest.
Bro, I'm gonna hate doing Brazil. By the way, I just remembered,
bro.
Bro, we can't do Brazil. What are we gonna do with Brazil's team?
We've got no choice. We're tied in at this point, bro. It's gonna be a sticky one.
Might just do like two at the back or something.
Know what? Yeah, I remember mentioning it. Fucking, we realistically should put together a subs bench for these teams.
Oh yeah.
So like, if anything,
I think it makes it better though. Yeah, when you're picking the 11 because you're having to be ruthless.
Yeah.
You know.
Nah, I hear it. Yeah. Nah, to be fair, yeah. Because if we've got a bench, I know that I'm gonna be happier to let certain ones slide.
Yeah.
There's no bench. Yeah.
You're both gonna come for me with who I say gonna say who's the best goalkeeper. Just remember, anti-Salad is more wild than this goalkeeper. Yeah, listen, we went for Lloris anyway, so I think Bartes had a good shout, but yeah, Lloris was always gonna be there, man, because really Lloris is just more reliable. That's how I kind of saw it, you know. So yeah, me and Fitz basically just agreed on Lloris, man. So I think he gets in there. I still prefer Kante to Makelele. I hear it, but I think no Makelele, no Kante.
Yeah.
You know, so Kante is basically Makelele, but just
for
less
the modern
technical.
era. Yeah, for the modern era, innit?
Yeah, of the modern era, yeah. All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on to the wide areas. Now, I don't know why, yeah, but I can see us spending a bit of time on this one, yeah. I've got 4 names.
Right.
Yeah.
What for both?
I did have Christophe Dugarry, yeah, because Dugarry did play out on the left for France, but I thought I just put Dugarry into the 10s in a way to try and get him out of the way because it's just going to be difficult, yeah. So I'm working with 4 players, and I reckon we might have the same 4.
Is that for both wings, though?
For both sides.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Big up to Derry Less, man. No worries, bro. Big up yourself, man. Big up, man. So I'm working with Frank Ribery, Robert Pires, Kylian Mbappe.
Oh.
Well, the funny thing is, yeah, Mbappe wasn't even there, but I just added him as you were chatting, yeah. And Yuri Djorkaeff.
Nah. So do you want to hear mines? So
don't do this. Go on.
Well, on the left, I've gone with 3 choices, and same on the right. So I'll start on the right. Yeah, I've gone Ribery, Govu, and Elise.
Nah, you're killing me.
Sydney Govu, bro. Sydney Govu bro. I remember. I can't remember what Pez it was. Yeah, but fucking that Leon team. Yeah, bro. He was a problem, bro. So I had to throw him in, even if it was just for the fact of I think it was Pez 6 or Pez 5. It was one of them 2 in it.
3, yeah. Sydney Govu is not making this all-time team.
I know, but bro, when Ribery is already in the list, the rest of it's pointless anyway. This is honourable mentions at this point. You know what I mean?
All right, go on.
And I threw Elise in there as well, but it's too early for Elise. You know what I
that's
mean?
why I didn't put him in there. That's why I didn't put
Yeah.
him in there.
So
Yeah.
for me, it's clear it's Ribery on the right, innit? Then on the left, my three choices from third to first go David Ginola, Robert
Oh,
Perez.
Ginola.
Yeah. David Ginola, Robert Perez, and
Wasn't
Thierry
Ginola
Henry.
Eric Cantona though?
Nah, like he was around that same time, but don't forget, Ginola played into like 2000.
But how many caps did he have though?
I'm not too sure. I don't think he had a great deal, but I think he had more than Cantona. One sec, I just checked now.
See, Ginola wasn't even in my thinking because I didn't think he played too much for France.
He only got 17 in it.
Okay.
And to be fair, the last time he was called up was fucking 95. He helped them qualify for Euro 96, and I don't think he got took. He might have been injured.
Okay.
So yeah, that rules Ginola out then. But so I've got Robert Perez and I've got Thierry Henry. And Thierry Henry's on the left.
Henry out wide, yeah?
Because we've got one striker.
Yeah, all right. So should I just put him in now? Stop wasting time.
Well, the striker?
Yeah.
Well, let me give the honourable mentions of Trezeguet and Anelka. Now go for it.
All right,
they were
cool,
the two names I had down as like honourables in it, but it's only one man up front in it. But for that reason, that's why Henry for me has to go left.
Okay, so Trezeguet and Anelka, honourable mentions. Louis Saha, Anthony Martial, Olivier Giroud. I threw Mbappe in there as well. But listen, it's the one and only Karim the Dream, Karim Benzema.
100%.
Yeah, listen.
And that's what I'm saying with it's basically for me it's looking like Ribery on the right, Henry on the left, Benzema up top, and that's ridiculous.
So you know what I was thinking, yeah? I was thinking Ribery on the left, Perez on the right.
I hear it. For the same reason, because I know Perez used to play on the right in his younger days, same way Ribery did. You get me? So both of them can play either side for me in it, but I just don't see how you can leave Henry out.
Are we picking literally between Perez and Henry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you want to go Perez, then you can get Ribery on the left. But if you want to go Henry, then Ribery just stays on the right, innit?
Right. Yeah. So no Djorkaeff now.
No, like I said, it's harsh, but fucking putting Djorkaeff next to fucking Ribery or fucking Henry, it's just not happening.
Yeah. All right, let's just stop playing games. Big up to Bobby Perez, man, bad boy. But yeah, listen, we're not gonna play games, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that fucking Arsenal down the left, I always rated it from fucking Overmars, and then when he replaced Overmars and brought in Perez, it was like they didn't miss a beat. You know what I'm saying? And losing a player like Overmars, you would expect a drop off in it, but Perez was fucking quality.
I'm not being funny, yeah. Is that arguably the strongest team that we've done so far?
There's a debate for it. I think the only fucking thing that could be said is potentially the left back. No, like player for player, if you go AC Milan against this, I think it's only the left back that there's a real clear like, you know what I mean? Maybe Abidal. You know what I mean? Like Maldini and Stam Nestor over Abidal maybe, but other than that,
bro, that team is ridiculous.
Like to be able to put together a team like that from 95 to now, that is fucking criminal.
Yeah.
That is absolutely criminal. I think the only team that might come close to it is gonna be Brazil.
Yeah.
I think that's the only team that can really rival that, because
guys, let us know in the chat, yeah. Is there anyone that comes into this team? Because Hugo Lloris in goal. Back four of Lilian Thuram, Patrice Evra at the fullbacks. Marcel Desailly, Eric Abidal. Patrick Vieira and Paul Pogba in the midfield. Zizou in the 10. Ribéry and Henry on the flanks. And then Kareem the Dream Benzema up top. I'll tell you now, yeah, that is arguably one of the strongest teams that we've done. I think the only team I'm talking about, yeah, that has a conversation is the Barcelona team and the AC team.
No, but I think this has got a better defense than the Barca defense.
Oh yeah, it has. Yeah, it has.
You know what I mean? Like literally, I feel like the only team that could bring it to these is AC.
Brazil.
And that's simply because when we did the AC, we even said like the balance throughout that team is ridiculous. They've got everything everywhere that is needed. Like fucking the only I think we even agreed the only really weak spot in that team would have been the goalkeeper, and it's like Dida as a weak link is crazy. Like, Dida's not a weak link, you know what I'm saying? But fucking yeah, man, this is dangerous. Because like I say, I can kind of vaguely see where a lot of teams will end up going, but the only team that I think could potentially rival this is going to be the Brazil team. But again, out of their back four, there's going to be a fucking hour-long debate over which fucking era fullbacks go in and all that, you know what I mean? Like, that's going to be a nightmare in itself. But yeah, man.
Just letting you know, bro, Marcelo's there.
Yo, I'm bringing every bit of fucking statistical record that I can find on Roberto and Cafu.
It's gonna come down to a vote, isn't it?
100, but that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna be coming with all my stats and statistics for that.
Just don't worry, I'll be doing the same, man, because I don't care where he plays, man. Free at the back, left wing back, right wing back, over Cafu. He's getting there somewhere.
Thing is, with a Brazil team, knowing that you've got Cafu, Carlos, Alves, and Marcelo, like you're playing four at the back, because you know that like they're like attack-minded fullbacks anyway. But when you look at then the wings, you've got like Rivaldo and Dino and all these, man. You're like, we're playing with wings. We're not playing with wing backs. We can have both fullbacks and wingers because we're not missing out on fucking like Rivaldo and them, man. Or what we're gonna do?
I think with Brazil, they're the one genuine team that you cannot play with. You cannot play for at the back because you have to have your fullbacks in there because they were that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're not gonna sacrifice wingers for them fullbacks because their wingers were just as elite. You know what I mean? So it's like them wings are full up. Them wings have got 2 men on each side. Definitely, like you.
You know what? It's gonna be enjoyable, but horrible at the same time. Because, I mean, there's only one player that I know. Well, sorry, there's 2 players that I know are in there. Yeah. But it's how to fit them all in.
No,
because there's a certain in my head now, I've got the team. The attack. I've got the team.
No, I hear it. Like I said, but here's the thing for me, there's 2 strikers and there's 4 10s. And 3 of those 4 10s can play wings. So it's a case of, right, how are we going to have 6 up top and make that work?
the thing is, I've got it in my head what team I'm going with. But I just got a feeling I'm missing out on someone or leaving someone else out is going to be harsh. That's what it is. But bro, I've already got it in my head.
Only way I can imagine doing it and being anywhere near happy is if we don't have any central midfield. We just have a defense and an attack. We got nothing in the middle.
That'd be crazy. Like one DM or something, and one defender.
Not even. I'm saying that it'd be like it'd be a keeper, 4 defenders, and then we go 2 strikers, 2 fucking wingers and 2 10s.
Oh my God. You've killed me. Bro,
literally, it's like moving Vieira next to fucking Zidane, and getting rid of Pogba. Moving Pogba next to Benzema and Vieira next to Zidane.
That's crazy. Bro, you
That's
know
the
what?
only way.
You just killed me, yeah? I just forgot about a striker.
This is what I'm saying. It can't be
Oh,
one up
shit.
top.
Yeah, that's
It
not
can't
going to
be
work then, bro.
That's what I'm saying. We've got to sacrifice the whole central midfield to make it work, bro. Or if we're playing with one centre mid, then one elite 10's getting left out.
Yeah, do you know what? It's got to be one DM. I'm sorry, man.
So
Might have to
one,
bring back Dunga or something. Bring back Dunga. You know what I mean?
bro.
Yeah, it's got to be one DM. I just clocked.
Bro,
Oh, that's horrible, man.
yeah,
Shit.
it's gonna be a nightmare, that one. Like I say.
Yeah, I think that team will rival this team,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
in a different way.
But
Yeah.
that I think it's gonna be this. This is the AC, and Brazil is gonna be the fucking Barca,
Barcelona.
where
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous attack. This
yeah,
one's a lot more balanced. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
for me, like you'll be able to see with like 10-0 goal lines between fucking Brazil and most other fucking teams when we get through the all times. But
Mm.
with France. I don't think I don't think even the best attack is gonna break this down that easy. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
think this is gonna give the toughest game to like that kind of Barca or that kind of Brazil.
Yeah.
Fucking yeah, because like Italy's gonna have some good choices going forward and a very solid defense. I don't think their choices going forward are gonna be as good as this.
No. I think the attack is Brazil, France,
Yeah.
and possibly Holland, but I think Holland might just be behind, innit? You know?
Yeah, just for the fact of well, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I think Holland might be surprising. I think the place where Holland are gonna fucking fall a little bit is gonna be the fullbacks.
Mm.
Is it gonna? I think that's where it's a case of you just go three centre backs, and then it goes attack and midfield and no wing backs. Like we do it like that Liverpool one where you've got they might look like wing backs, but it's fucking Barnes and McManaman. They aren't doing defensive
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, because
Mm.
realistically, I can only really think of one fullback that definitely he should go in, but I could also bang him in at one of the fucking centre backs if we had three. So
Mm.
it's I think Holland could be a fucking surprise, you know, because the attacking
Mm.
options and their midfield options and that
Yeah,
it's not
I
to
hear
be
it.
fucked with, you know.
Yeah.
But who are you thinking next then?
Bro, let's do Brazil, man.
Get it out the way, bite the bullet.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I gotta get my list in now, man. It's gonna rack my brains, man. Because I just forgot about a striker, and yeah. I think you know who it is anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
so
I know when you think in Brazil, there's only one name that comes to mind automatically, but that's
yeah,
why I was like, bro, there's two strikers.
yeah, man. Bebeto it is, isn't it? Bebeto.
I was thinking more on the along the lines of Joe. Like, well,
Hey, Fred.
we'll have to have that conversation when we fucking get to it, man.
I'll tell
What
you now,
day you looking to do
they've
it?
had some bad boys, to be fair, but yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's a headache. It's a headache because we're gonna leave out a bad boy that should really be there, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it is what it is. But guys, listen up, big up yourselves anyway. So that's our France all-time 11 from 1995 to the present day. And again, there's not one player apart from probably Pogba, but obviously Pogba, you know, has been out injured or whatever. That makes the France team, man. So we went with Hugo Lloris in goal, Lilian Thuram and Patrice Evra as the fullbacks, Marcel Desailly and Eric Abidal centre back, Pogba and Vieira patrolling the midfield, Zidane in the 10, Ribéry and Henry on the flanks, and then Karim Benzema up top. And you know one thing about this team, yeah? The amount of leaders and captains they have in this team. Lloris, Lilian Thuram, Desailly, Patrice Evra, Vieira, Pogba, Zidane, Henry, Benzema. they've all been captains.
Yeah.
That's crazy, isn't
Basically,
it?
a team full of captains, isn't it?
Captains, yeah. Because only Ribery and Abidal haven't been a captain.
Yeah. Fucking mad, that, isn't it?
And even that, they might have been a captain in an odd game, but
Yeah.
all these other guys have been captains for their teams.
Yeah, that's
Crazy, isn't it?
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so
all these men are taking full accountability on the pitch.
there you
innit?
go.
You know that.
There you go. And in an era full of no accountability, you know what I mean? It's the kind of leaders you want, man. So yeah, guys, man, that's our all-time team. So yeah, we are going to be back next Thursday. There ain't what games on next Thursday? What's the date next Thursday actually? Let me check. So next Thursday is the 25th. So 20. Okay, so I'm doing Ecuador, Germany, innit?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we can fit in an earlier one, I'll let you know, innit? So guys, on Thursday, if we can fit in an earlier one, then we'll probably do that one at the same time on the 25th. But if not, then we'll have to try and schedule it for another day. So obviously the watch-alongs and that I'm doing at the moment. So yeah, man. But yeah, no, I've enjoyed this one, man, because as I say, France, you know, they've had some top players, and even like now, I look at their team now, and realistically, can any of their players trouble this lineup? If I'm being serious, yeah, I'm probably only saying maybe one player, but even that, I don't think that, because you're looking at Mbappe or Henry, Mbappe or Benzema. For me, he's not better than Benzema, and he's not better than Henry, really.
No.
And then you got Michael Elise or Ribery. You know, Ryan Cherky or Zidane. It's just not going to happen, is it?
Nah, that's the thing though. Like, it is a testament of how much the standards has dropped in football. Because, like I say, you're naming the best players and players that we actually rate in the modern game. You know what I mean? Like, these aren't players that we're saying are shit. You know what I mean? Like, these Cherky, we've always spoke about him high, but he's just he's not nowhere near Zidane and never will be. You know what I mean? And that's not a knock on him. It's more a knock on the way that the game is, isn't it? But yeah, man, like this is the thing that started making it abundantly clear to me when I started. Like, people had asked, like, "Yo, what's your all-time whatever?" And I just start reading off names and that. It's like you'd always get to a certain point in time, and then it doesn't matter who came after that. They're not making it into this team.
Yeah,
you know what
but
I mean?
but again, yeah, this is a good way to judge. So when we're saying about, you know, the football's just dropped off, and you know the players now are nowhere near the players of the past, I think what is good here is that we can say that, but we can explain why they're not.
Yeah,
that's good, because I don't think there's anyone that can say, for instance, the France team now. The only case that people would make for someone being in the all-time French team is Mbappe. But then you're putting Mbappe up against the likes of, whether you want to play him on the left, the right, or through the middle, he's not better than any of them.
Yeah.
Like goal wise, there's a conversation, but football's not just about goals. You know what I'm trying to say? So
yeah. Like, if it's
as a player, he don't get in ahead of any of them.
Yeah. Because that's the thing though. And you can do that pretty much. You can put any player that started for France in their last match, put them man for man, the goalkeeper, the right backs, the left side is centre back, the right side is centre back. There's nobody that makes it into this team.
Yeah,
and that's crazy considering, bro. This is only from '95 onwards. You know, it's not. You know what I mean? It's not like it's fucking 100 years ago. Like, if anything, the game should have fucking evolved and got better. You know what I mean? Not dropped off the way it has. It's just fucking hell. Like, looking at stuff like this, it makes me happy that I got to fucking watch all these man. You know what I mean? But it also makes me fucking depressed that's what the game was. That's what I fell in love with watching. You know what I mean? And now I'm fucking. Last night we watched a fucking 6-goal fucking game, and at the end of it, we said it was boring.
Yeah,
bro.
Someone actually asked me, what did you think of the game? Yeah, and literally I just said, yeah, high scoring game. England probably overpowered Croatia in the end. But when you're getting 6 goals, yeah, and really there weren't too much quality throughout the whole game, it's like people will look at you as if you're mad. It's like, well, no, like football just isn't the same as it used to be. Like the game wasn't full of quality; it was just full of goals, isn't it? And I think people that are not really that invested in football like that will just look at it and say, yeah, but I'm happy because there's goals scored. But you know, we look at things a bit differently. Like, look, you know, even in terms of the players that we like to watch or we've chosen, none of these guys were getting obscene amount of goals in it, really. Yeah. But these guys, I look at this whole team, yeah, this whole France team here, and every single one of them players had quality. All got quality. There's no pace merchant in this team, and that should tell you everything of the kind of players that like we kind of gravitate to, innit?
Yeah,
you know,
like I say, fucking looking at a team like this, knowing like, because obviously there'll be people out there that will see that and they'll know the names and they've just seen the players on FIFA and that, but unfortunately didn't get to properly watch them and take it in and that, in it. And they won't fully understand in it. But like I say, anyone of our generation that's grew up with these kind of players and that and know how good they were, it really is an eye opener of fucking look at the game today. You know what I mean? Like it's actually scary, man. But like I say,
and you know what as well, Fitz, you know what's mad? Yeah, you've got literally you've literally got, I want to say 2, maybe 3 players that didn't win a World Cup.
Yeah.
And I think that's Abidal, Evra, and Ribery.
Yeah.
I think they're the 3 that didn't win the World Cup. And then you've got 2 Ballon d'Or winners in Zidane and Benzema. You know, you've got a player that's regarded as the best player to play in the Premier League in Henry. You know, one of the best midfielders of his generation, Paul Pogba. You know, one of the best fullbacks of all time, Lilian Thuram.
Yeah.
One of the best centre-backs of all time, Desai. You know, one of the greatest midfielders of all time in the Premier League, Vieira. And Frank Ribery, for me, in his prime, was probably the best winger out there.
Yeah. And there is a debate for Ribery as one of the best wingers of all time.
Of all time, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not even just of his era, of all time. And
the funny thing with Ribery, Fitz, now, Ribery was actually a number 10. That's how mad it is.
But the thing is, though, bro, if you go back and look at like our era that we grew up watching and that, a lot of the best wingers were 10s that just got thrown out on a wing. You know what I mean? Like Rivaldo, Dino, Neymar. You know what I mean? Like and these are just the Brazilian ones. You know what I'm saying? But it happened a lot. Like fucking, I remember a couple times seeing Del Piero thrown out on the right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like,
but bro, again, there's a reason for all that, though. There's a reason for that. Yeah, is because the influx of the different systems. When teams want to play free in midfield to kind of protect the defense, you know, what happens is that the more talented player, the mercurial player, gets shifted out wide so they can do their dirt basically in the wide areas. But then what happens is that, like for instance, you know, because they try to make the midfield a bit more compact in terms of having players that were either athletes in there or a bit more defensive. So they deemed someone like, for instance, like a Ribery, because Ribery wasn't a 6-footed player and wasn't like physical, like for argument's sake, like a Vieira, he'll get put out wide because to be in less traffic, innit? So this is why you see the likes of Eden Hazard, Michael Olise, Cherky at times, you know, as you mentioned, Neymar, Ronaldinho. These guys were strong in their own right, yeah?
but
they were deemed as
really, innit?
It's a stature, but they were deemed as Mavericks, and they were more like the Mavericks to be operating out wide.
Yeah.
The only reason Zidane got away with it is because Zidane was 6 foot.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? But then for Real Madrid, he played left midfield. So it just shows you, innit, like how football was operating in. And this is why the number 10 position should be a massive eye opener to what football's become now. Because I'll keep saying this, yeah. The very fact that we see Jude Bellingham wearing number 10 on his back is a disgrace to football. It's an absolute disgrace to football. He wears number 10, and some of the best players to ever play the game wore that number. And we have to watch him wear number 10 for England. And he's arguably one of the worst footballers in the whole squad.
The thing is, though, as well, like when we talk about the number 10, one thing that is like look at every team that we've done, every team I think's had a 10. Every
or less,
single one, I think we've had a 10 involved. You get me? Maybe I think even Liverpool, I think we had a 10 behind the 2 strikers.
Yeah, it was Coutinho.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, look, every single team we've done, we've had the 10s involved. Now, if we was to sit down and do a current 11 for most teams, they wouldn't be a 10 involved. Yeah,
4-3-3. Yeah,
and it's like the 10 that's there wouldn't really be a 10. You know what I mean? So it's like fucking it's getting, like I say, look, normally when we get to the striker, like today it was easy, but certain strikers being in the list make it easy for you, innit? But the amount of times we've sat there and debated and argued and back and forth about different strikers, nowadays that shit's not happening. You know what I mean? Like, there isn't any back and forth to be had. It's not a case of we might have to put 2 strikers on because we can't leave these 2 out. It's a case of most teams of some teams we won't even have a striker on for them. It'd be a fucking false 9 or you know what I mean? Like it's just man. It's fucked out how much the game is changing. And when you look at it, they took away the 10, they're taking away the 9. There's no real it's like they're trying to make the game a more defensive game. They don't want it to be an attacking game anymore.
This is why, though, as well. When you look at someone like Harry Kane, this is why Harry Kane still stands out now, because he's like a last of a dying breed. You know, of what they're trying to do. Because Lewandowski, might as well just say, like, Lewandowski's more or less, he's done now because he's 38 and he might end up in Saudi or somewhere like that, or in America. So the last one of that kind of era, of that real quality, is Harry Kane. He's the last one. And if you look at behind Harry Kane, who are the 2 other strikers that they're talking about? 2 pace merchants in Mbappe and Haaland. And that should let everyone else know of what kind of a state we're in football. Because when Kane's done, there ain't no striker really that is like a Harry Kane type of profile. Because they're not making players like that. Because a lot of the players now, that are being converted into strikers are actually wide players. You know what I'm trying to say? So, and it's going to make the game poorer as a result. And this is why I rate someone like Joshua Zirkzee, because, you know, Zirkzee isn't a pace merchant like that, but he's like he's like an anomaly in terms of a central striker that has the technical capabilities of the best, but because he don't get numbers and he's deemed as being lazy, it's just lazy fans just too busy trying to say he's not good enough rather than understand the kind of profile of player that he is, you know. But when Harry Kane's finished, you look at the batch of strikers that are there now, and it's not many, and it ain't good.
That's what I'm saying. Like a couple of years ago, it was still a dry market for strikers, but it looked like that Lautaro Martinez might be half decent. It looked like they might be a handful that were still worth watching. You know what I mean? But like looking at it now, fucking, there's no one. You know what I mean? 'Cause that Martinez seemed to fucking fall off a cliff.
I think Lautaro Martinez, he was good when he first came, but I think the biggest problem for him is the fact that he's probably stayed in Italy too long.
Yeah,
Because I actually think if he went to a Spain, remember there was talk about him going to Barcelona, because you know Barca like their South American strikers, isn't it? But I think if he went to a Spain or went to maybe the Premier League, you never know. He could have been hyped up a bit more. But the way that I look at this, like Lautaro, he is just like, I'm not even considering Lautaro yet as being one of the top strikers in the world. I just think he's in a pool with a lot of the other basic strikers now.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. A couple of years ago, there was a point where it was like, okay, he looks like he could be in there, you know what I mean? But just fucking fell off totally. And within that time, normally you do get a handful of strikers come through that you think like, oh shit, he looks like he could be a problem, like the Endrick types that, you know what I mean. But again, this Endrick, and it's not like he really came and people were hyping him up that much. There's a little bit of hype when he first started like getting a few games for Real, and then it all went quiet. He got loaned out. I know he's done well on his loan last season, but again, I don't hear many people hyping him and you know what I mean, gassing it up. So it's like, well, fucking hell. There's literally Haaland and Mbappe who are both mid-20s. What, 5? Not even 5 years. Within 5 years, that pace is gone. Then what?
Yeah. Well, I've had this argument with people before, when people were hyping up Mbappe and Haaland, them two there are an injury away, or losing their pace away from just being average players. Because their pace is what literally gets them the majority of their goals, because they're explosive, innit? But once that explosiveness goes, you'll get to see just how average footballers they are, and none more so than Mo Salah. Mo Salah's the prime example. Most of Mo Salah's game was based around him being an athlete. The fact that he's lost his pace now, you get to see how average of a footballer he is. But a lot of fans won't see this because they're just in love with Salah's numbers. Every time you talk about Salah, oh yeah, Salah gets goals, he gets goals. Yep, but he's got physicality. Yeah. When that goes, what's he gonna do? Why do you think he had a poor season last season? Nothing to do with Arne Slot, by the way. Yeah, it was just the fact that Salah's declined, and he declined the previous season, but he got numbers still. So
that's the thing. Like with a lot of players, it happens where they've relied on a physical attribute that time will take that away. You know what I mean? But the best players and the most technically sound players.
There you go.
Like, if you look at like Pirlo and Scholes, these man, the way that they like throughout their career, their position changed. Like Scholes, he started off as a striker and just gradually made his way deeper into the fucking midfield.
Went back and back and back, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a case of
And the funny thing is, if Scholes never done that, I don't think we talk about Scholes the same way.
Yeah, 100%. Because if he'd have just relied on what he did to begin with, because he was very quick, and you know what I mean, like, well, not very quick, because obviously in that era there was some real speed, you know what I mean. But he was very much dependent on certain physical attributes. And then when he started realizing that, for longevity in the game, I'm gonna have to switch my game up now. He became a master. You know what I mean? Same way with Pirlo. Pirlo, as you said before, he started off as a 10, ended up just dropping deeper and deeper back to the point where Pirlo would pick up a ball fucking like in the first minute and he'd still be there at the fucking end of the game and he wouldn't sweat.
Yeah,
it looked like he never broke a sweat towards the end of his career, Pirlo, because he was just that locked into the game that no one could get near him and he just controlled everything. So like this is the mark of real quality, you know what I mean? Because these men can change the game and adapt and still be elite players. But when you've got fucking players that are just all you've got is speed, We've seen that. Look at Michael Owen. All he had was speed, really. Yes, he could finish. Yes, he had a little bit more technique than most today, but let's be clear, he was very much dependent on his pace.
He
And as
was,
soon as
yeah.
he got an injury, gone,
Yeah.
never the same
100.
player. And then every
100.
injury after that just got worse and worse. You know what I mean? It's like, well, fucking hell. These man might get protected by fucking Real and City and that to the point where they don't actually suffer a massive, massive injury like Owen did. But again, time will take that pace away. And once that happens, then what? Because my point is that shit's gonna end even without injury within 5 years. So at that point, you're expecting we need at least 2 more world-class elite strikers to be doing their thing, and right now there's no one. So how can you expect in 5 years for it to be? You know what I mean? There's no one that looks like they could be that guy next.
But again, this is my point, bro, because it's an era now of just athletes. So when you do get a proper footballer, it's like they're now going to be seen as the anomaly. But they shouldn't be the anomaly because the game's called football. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it's not a flex. So it's just we're in an era now, man, where it's only going to get worse because I look at what's coming through right now, and this is why someone like Lamine Yamal, at how young he is, he's going to be 19, he's at least keeping football alive because he's young enough where he's going to have another, 12 years in the game. Even longer than that if he stays fit, Whereas a lot of the players now that they're talking about as being the best in the world, you would say, these guys have only got max like 5 years, as you said. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is the problem. And look at the strikers should tell you everything because you take out, as I say, the pace merchants in Haaland and Mbappe, and take out Harry Kane. Who is the fourth best striker? You see what I mean? Like it's embarrassing. And again, Julian Alvarez, is not Julian Alvarez is a false nine, really. You know what I mean? Julian Alvarez is more of a false nine. But in terms of that central striker, the way Haaland plays, Harry Kane plays, Mbappe's a winger, obviously. But who's the next striker coming through?
That's the thing.
Bro, there's no one. I mean, look at the Premier League here is a problem because the Premier League, the best striker in the league is Haaland. And again, Haaland is not a great striker for being a footballer, but because of consistent numbers. After him, who is there? Whereas the Premier League before, there was about 5 or 6 guys you could pick. You know what I mean?
To be fair, there was once a time in the Premier League where literally I'd say 15 teams had a striker that you'd take at your club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Might not be first choice, but I remember back in the day, there was a time where you'd have took Niall Quinn. You'd have took Kevin Phillips.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't.
Nah, bro. Kevin Phillips, that season where he bagged fucking 30, Niall Quinn was the reason for that, bro. I'm telling you now.
Listen, I hear it, but I can't have Niall Quinn in my team, man.
Nah, but this is what I'm saying.
Kind of that I want to play. You know what I mean?
Them times, it's not like he's fucking gonna be the first name on the team sheet. But I'd have fucking started him before I'm starting fucking Teddy Sheringham. I'd have started him probably before Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ollie works best as off the bench.
Yeah,
so
impact
side. Yeah. Started a Quinn before I'd have started
Benjamin Sesko. Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, like I say, not like these were all elite strikers, but like good enough. You know what I mean? Good enough to play a role in a squad. Like I say. There might have been 6 strikers in the league that you'd take, and I'm starting that guy. But there'd be another 9 or so that you'd take from the lesser teams. And look what we did with Saha, bro. What was Fulham's striker? Fulham was nobody. You know what I mean? But we just took him because it's like he's gonna fill a role. He's gonna do a job, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just
very
one of
good
them.
striker he was, man. Yeah.
Very good striker, but that's the thing, though. Like people saw it as later on, like, he was a big fish in a small pond when he got released into the ocean. He didn't make a splash. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, fucking I don't think he was brought in with the intention of he's going to be our first choice striker. I think he was brought in with the intention of, well, we're gonna have Rude, we're gonna have fucking Coley, we're gonna, you know what I mean? There was other options before him, but like I say, fucking back then, there was a lot of strikers out there for you to fucking look at or attacking players. Nowadays, bro, it's got that bad that they've started fucking classing wingers as attackers now. Like Salah goes under an attacker. Like in the bracket, they will put Salah as an attacking player. You get me?
Yeah.
And for me, bro, wingers were always attack minded. You know what I mean? They might have to get back and do a little bit of fucking covering for the fullback or whatever, but more time they were there to get the ball into the box. You know what I mean? But they were always called wingers. Look, Giggsy was never called an attacker ever.
Just a left winger. Yeah,
just a left winger. So why is a right winger now suddenly an attacker?
Because it's the way the game's gone. Because if you get you got wide forwards, in it. This is why I've always talked about the comparison with when certain people try to put certain players up against each other, it doesn't make no sense, because you can't compare Mo Salah and then compare someone like trying to think someone that's the same kind of position.
No,
for instance, what I mean, it's not same foot, yeah, but you can't compare Mo Salah and then someone like a Jadon Sancho, for argument's sake, because Mo Salah is someone that's tasked with getting goals. Jadon Sancho is a creator before he is a goal scorer. So that's why you can't compare them. No, but just compare them with players that do the same job.
No, but this is the thing, though, bro. Like, obviously, like that whole inverted wide forward shit kind of started with Dino. Yeah, that was the first time I seen it on a proper scale. So that started with Dino, but even back then, everyone classed Dino as a 10 or a winger.
He was 10 playing out wide,
10 or a winger. But there'd be people that say, nah, he's a winger, he's always out left.
Never been a winger. Never been a winger. Yeah, they don't even know what a winger is. That's the problem.
But that's the thing, though. He was never called an attacker. Like back then, the striker was the attacker. You know what I mean? Like he was the attack. Like everything else was to get the ball to your number 9. You know what I mean? Obviously, for me, when I'm thinking about wingers, I don't care if your job is more. We want you to cut in and try and shoot more often, or like more traditional. You're there to create, bro. You're in the same position. I don't for me, like what you just said there. Okay, they're on different sides, but it's the same position. Sancho and Salah both play the exact same position, basically. Yeah,
not the same role.
But one is called a winger and one is fucking an attacker. It to me that's it doesn't make sense. Just because you're instructing a man to cross and one to fucking cut in. Like, that doesn't necessarily, to me, make him an attacker, because you put Salah up top, I don't think he's getting numbers. I think he's going to get bullied by
but again, it's a different role that he's going to occupy, isn't it? And this is why I'm going to get onto some of these comments as well. Yeah. So Lautaro plays in a system with 2 strikers. Most teams play a front 3, and again, this is why this is key. Yeah, because the reason why most teams play the front 3 is the whole striker, getting 30, 40 goals. It's not, the game isn't that anymore. Where you had 2 strikers, you can bounce like Shearer and Sutton, Quinn and Phillips, Cole and York, Cole and Cantona. Like that era of football, is not the same no more. Whereas at least Inter Milan, in a way, are still keeping it relevant. But if Inter Milan had this team with 2 strikers and played in the Premier League, even though it'd be a bit different, it's not necessarily going to work as well. I think it works in Italy where it's a slower paced game, innit? But in the Premier League, where a lot of the action is in midfield, you might need to you might need to set up in a way to outnumber the opposition midfield. So they might not go with the two strikers, yeah. But then if you look at the front threes in a way, this is why I say the likes of Erling Haaland is actually an anomaly. And he's only an anomaly, yeah, because he gets a lot of goals. But the number 9 striker now, they're tasked with holding the ball up, bringing others into play, you know, being the facilitator, because the goals now, the majority of goals come from out wide. But you've got anomalies in like Harry Kane, again, last of a dying breed, Mbappe, who's actually a winger anyway. And then, as I said, we mentioned Haaland already. So these guys are anomalies in the sense of these guys play up front on their own, but they've got, you know, either mad pace or they get mad numbers. But if you look at a lot of the strikers now in football, you know, they have to do a lot more than just get goals, because having 2 strikers up front, you could rely on someone like Bergkamp and Henry, someone dropping in and linking, Henry getting the numbers. Whereas the number 9 striker, you've got to be able to do all the jobs. And this is why Harry Kane is a top player, because Harry Kane can get the numbers, but he can link the play and be a facilitator as well. You know, and that's just how football kind of works. But in this era now, as I said, when Mbappe and Haaland, once the pace is done, who are the strikers coming through in it? What about Bale? Do you put Bale in the category as well? So again, Gareth Bale's different, yeah. Gareth Bale, I'll put Gareth Bale in the Henry category, and I'll tell you why, yeah. Gareth Bale was a footballer first and foremost. His pace was his bonus, yeah. So if you look at Gareth Bale, the guy was a left back, then went to left wing. At Tottenham was playing as a number 10 when he started getting numbers. At Real Madrid, played on the right-hand side, yeah. So his game developed like that. But don't be fooled, yeah. Gareth Bale was a footballer more than he was an athlete. His athleticism was his bonus, just like the same thing with Henry. Yeah, so yeah, Gareth Bale is not technically in that category because he was a footballer first and foremost. Krupi and Endrick might be good number 9s, but this modern football will turn them into cut-in wingers or false 9s. Exactly, and this is a great comment, yeah, because you know, Endrick's a striker, Krupi's is like a false 9, yeah. But because we're in an era right now of athleticism, they're probably not going to give Endrick and Krupi the chance to play as central strikers in the better teams. So again, it's going to be key where Krupi goes, because if Krupi goes to PSG, he will get more of a chance to play as a central 9, because they have a team where they all interchange in it. So you'll find Krupi on the left, Krupi on the right, Krupi through the middle. So it will work for Krupi based off of that. But if Krupi went to, let's say, I don't know, trying to think now. If he went to a team like let's say a Real Madrid, for instance, you know, he'll be tasked with occupying the central spaces, isn't it? And it probably won't be to his liking, because you can tell he's someone that wants to get involved in the game, but he's good enough to play the number 9 role. But because of his stature, you know, they might try and put him somewhere out wide to try and fit in, you know. But Endrick, again, because Endrick's not 6 foot, especially if Endrick come to this league, yeah, they're not going to play him as an out-and-out striker. You know, they'll probably play him as a right winger cutting in. And then at times, you know, he might find himself through the middle. But especially in the Premier League, he's not going to be given a license, in my opinion, to be the main central striker. And that's only because he's not 6 foot, because they're going to see it as he got the physical profile to hold the ball up. You know, all these things come into it, man. But yeah, Krupi and Endrick, to be fair, Endrick's a goal scorer. You know, I don't rate Endrick that highly as a footballer, but the guy knows where the back of the net is, really. And I like Krupi. I think Krupi is very similar to like a Julian Alvarez and to João Pedro. Like, these guys in this era of football now are false 9s, you know, not guys that really want to play as the target man strikers, isn't it? Again, Victor Osimhen, I don't rate Osimhen. Like, Osimhen is prime for what I'm talking about, you know. And again, if Osimhen's the 4th best striker in the world right now behind them 3, again, it kind of just tells you what I'm talking about, because Osimhen gets numbers. He's got physicality, but as a pure footballer, he's not that. So again, these players that lose their pace, you get to see very quickly, man, what else have they got in the locker? And this is why someone like Harry Kane should be the, you know, he should be the reference point, really, because he's got no pace, you know, never had any pace, but a pure footballer. And after him, who is there? You know, that's the question, man. Fitz, anything you want to touch on, bro, before we wrap it up?
No, not really. Fucking what games have we got today? I know you're not got a watch along today. What World Cup matches are there today? No.
Let me check, man. So Czech Republic, South Africa, 4:30. Poor games, man. Switzerland and Bosnia are playing at 7. I'll start coverage starting at 7. And then you got Canada and Qatar, 10:30.
Dead day of football, that really.
Yeah, bro. Oh, and then Mexico and South Korea are playing at 2:30 in the morning. So yeah, be honest with you, not very great games. Not very great games.
It's just loaded up for me now, and then obviously after that tomorrow you got USA versus Australia, Scotland versus Morocco, Brazil versus Haiti, Turkey versus Paraguay. It's basically shit until like Sweden, Netherlands might be okay, Germany, Ivory Coast might be okay. But yeah, man, pretty much it's
man.
dead till
we'll
Saturday.
get in some of these all-time 11s, isn't it?
Yeah, man, fuck it. Might as well.
Yeah. Do you rate target man strikers? Fitz, I'll let you answer that one first.
You know what? I don't mind a target man. I don't mind a target man, but personally, I do more like a more traditional number 9 in it. But to be fair, fucking it all kind of depends on the player in it, and like fucking because like for example, I don't mind like someone that's more of a poacher, you know what I mean? Like fucking Inzaghi was more of a poacher for me, you know what I mean? He was constantly offside, fucking like he was just constantly just waiting to beat the offside trap, and just, you know what I mean? But I thought he was okay, you know what I mean? I actually thought he was all right, but a lot of that like style of player I don't fuck with, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's more on the actual player in it, like. But yeah, I don't mind it in it. Like I say, I'm pretty flexible in it. Like I say, it's always going to depend on the player. Like I don't even mind a false 9. You know what I mean? Like if it's gonna be like utilized correctly, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? But it's one of them, like it's more a case of when you see fucking teams that are built up for a particular kind of system, and then they just insert a fucking target man into the mix because it's like, oh well, this is who we wanted to bring in. It's like, well, it doesn't really mesh with everything else that's going on. But yeah, fucking like I say, I'm more dead set on the way I like my wingers than my strikers. My strikers, I can be more flexible within it. My wingers, I don't like this inverted shit. I like traditional.
See, bro, you see me. I prefer it.
Yeah. So you prefer inverted, and I suppose that'd make you a bit less flexible on your style of striker, though, innit?
So, but this is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So if I prefer inverted, yeah. This is why I like the false 9 type of striker now.
Yeah.
Because if you've got inverted wingers, you're more or less saying that, you know, depending on what profile you have, they probably might be tasked with getting more numbers. But again, I'm not saying that the number 9 isn't there for that, because Harry Kane proves it. Look at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You preferring the inverted style. That again, like I say, it limit what kind of striker you're more open to. Like a target man's pointless if you've got two inverted wingers.
Again, yeah, exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, but for me, I'm
Mm.
I'm okay with it. It's more a case of who the player is and is it like is the team set up to provide for them in that role? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Yeah,
here for a target man, but for a target man, I want traditional wingers or I want man that can play them killer balls into him. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I don't if the team's not set up for that, the best target man in the world's pointless. You know what I
mm,
mean? If you've got two inverted fucking wingers and man that are constantly looking for them, having a target man's just it's a waste of a position. You might
yeah,
as well have a false nine dropping back in and trying to find shit for them.
yeah.
But
I
like I
think the
say,
only way the target man kind of works is if you've got wingers that want to go on the outside, innit?
yeah. But that's the
But
thing, right? For me, because I
football's not real
prefer
anymore.
that kind of winger. Like I can be a bit more flexible in what striker I can go with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean, or what style of striker because it's like, well, these man, it's on them to create. You get me?
yeah,
After
yeah,
that, it's just a case of how do I want the striker to be waiting for it essentially, and it
yeah.
fucking kind of
But
runs
this
in.
is why, yeah. This is why I'm a massive fan of Benzema, and this links in nicely to this questions saying I don't think Benzema should be in a France all time as he didn't play that much for France. But again, um, it depends how much we're saying. How much did he not play for France? Because what's the benchmark? You know what I mean? But in terms of Benzema, yeah, this is why I rate him highly because Benzema can play as a false nine and as a target man, and obviously in his prime, he could run the channels as well. So he
Yeah,
he is like for me Benzema, he's like your Harry Kane in a sense, but with pace. Yeah, Benzema didn't spray balls. That wasn't his game. Harry Kane can do that. But in terms of the positions that Benzema picked up and the way that he played, you can almost reminisce it with what Harry Kane's doing in a different way.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's why I rate Benzema highly. Like Benzema for me is the best striker of his generation because he
yeah,
could do everything. And you saw how good Benzema was, yeah. You saw how he adapted his game when Ronaldo came in. Because there's not many strikers that could adapt that and still be effective.
yeah.
And then as soon as Ronaldo goes, he takes up the central spot, wins the Ballon d'Or, leads his
Yeah.
team to Champions League. And
And again,
that's what you call elite.
yeah, and that's tying back to what I said earlier in it about fucking like Scholes and Pirlo and that these man that like they adapt the game
Mm,
as their careers gone on, and that's the mark of real quality in a footballer, like the mark of a
yeah,
real elite player. If a man can literally adapt and still be viewed as the best in his position or one of the best in his position in the world.
yeah,
That's ridiculous because a lot of these players, bear in mind, whatever they start doing, they've learned that's what they've been doing their whole life up to that point. So then to change and
yeah.
still be effective and still be able to fucking either contribute to the team or still get numbers or whatever, it's like
Mm.
fucking yeah, you've got to give massive respect to that, innit? Because fucking
100,
hell,
man.
not many
100.
people can do that shit. And
Yeah,
like I say,
100%.
there's 100 players for every one that's able to do it. There's 100 players that can't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's fucking.
And
It's
being able to want to do it as well.
yeah.
You
And
know?
like I say, for the 100 players that can't do it, there's fucking 200 that don't want to do it. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So
Yeah.
it's just it's actually crazy, man. But
Yeah.
like I say, I'm more rigid with the way that I want my wingers to be in it, so it leaves me a bit more open for choices on strikers. But
Yeah.
like I say, I just don't like this whole inverted bullshit, man. Like the
Yeah.
only
Listen,
person I didn't mind
everyone's.
watching it was Dino, cause he was different, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's Dino. Like everybody else, nah, man.
Mm.
Let's get
But
back to it.
the thing is, you know the reason why I like inverted, yeah, because inverted allows you to play better football. That's why I like it.
Mm,
Because if you've got wingers that want to go on the outside, and this is why you know, understanding the different like profiles of players. Yeah, the winger from what we're used to are players that want to take on the fullback, but that naturally means you're going to go on the outside, isn't it? And back in the era of when we watched it, that was the era that we were used to, and that's what it was. But I personally prefer the inverted because it allows you to link with the striker more and link with your midfield, and it enables better football. That's why I personally prefer inverted. Yeah, but then I understand that, you know, during certain periods of the game, you might need to go a different way. And then, you know, this is why I'm not opposed to someone like Patrick Dorgu, yeah? Because I still see Dorgu as a left back, or if anything, I wouldn't mind seeing him on the right because he's left-footed and inverted, yeah? But if you want to change the flow of a game, he can play as a left winger and be that out-and-out winger to go around the outside with his pace and power, you know what I mean?
But that's the thing, though, for me. Because obviously not everything's going through your wings, innit? But when you know your winger's got the ball, it's him and the fullback, and a lot of times you fancy your winger to have him. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm more along the lines of take him on, beat him. You know what I mean? Whip the crossing once you're done. Once you've done that, the hard work is done. All you need to do now is get that ball where it needs to be, and the striker is waiting. You know what I mean? But when man cut on the inside, for me, there's still a heap of work left to do. I know they're trying to cut into spaces, and it might open up where a defender's got to leave their man to try and close down some space, and now there's a ball in. But for me, I like that. Now you've got that one clear duel. If you win, you whip that ball in, and it's just on. Is your striker in the right place? You know what I'm saying? Like I used to find that very entertaining, because obviously back then that's like I say, we were just speaking about the amount of wingers there are now compared to what they used to be. That's why the wingers were so good, because these men were week in, week out taking on everyone and just showing the levels. You know what I mean? That's what made Ryan Giggs. Like, look at bro, the amount of man he just skinned up throughout his career is a ridiculous number. I would love to go back and fucking actually count every time he's just done, man, because it's got to be into the thousands. He'd destroy the same guy 12 times a game. You know what I mean? It's one of them, bro. Like, that for me was entertaining. Like, that's why we loved watching fucking Overmars. That's why we loved watching Giggs. That's why we loved watching Bex. That's why, you know what I mean? Like, there was real quality there, and these man taking on. Bear in mind, fullbacks, there was only a handful of real quality fullbacks. So, like, you were just seeing man just turn it up. You know what I mean? Like, fucking hell. Like, look at it. Look when Overmars had to come to fucking play against United, he was going up against Gary Neville. Like, you're gonna fancy Overmars doing him, innit?
Yeah.
So
you know what? Yeah, that brings us in nicely before we wrap it up, because there's two things I want to talk about before I forget. Yeah.
Go on.
And did you see after the game Gary Neville talking about Bellingham?
Nah, I don't. Like I say, I don't want to hear that guy's voice again. But go on, talk.
Right. So this is the thing, Fritz. Now, yeah, this is why, man, I need to invest in getting a chip box, man, because I cannot be listening to these clowns, man. Because in that studio you had Ian Wright, Gary Neville, Roy Keane, yeah, and you know what it is, yeah. What makes me sick, because Gary Neville has got a big platform, yeah. When he's on TV spewing his nonsense, yeah. If you're a casual football fan, you're just gonna believe his every word because he's on TV and he's an ex-professional, yeah. But let's get it right, yeah. He was a shit footballer, but a great professional, yeah. When he's talking about Jude Bellingham after the game, saying we've got two, so I come in word for word here, but more or less saying we've got two players that are at the very top, yeah, in Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham. Let me stop you there, Gary, yeah. Let me stop you there. Harry Kane, yes, yeah. But do not, because what he done, yeah, he goes, I think coming along the lines here, but he goes something about I think Bellingham's put him and Morgan Rogers debate to bed now, because all respect to Morgan Rogers, but Jude Bellingham is showing why he's Jude Bellingham or something like he said now, yeah? Now, you see why he's just talking bollocks now, yeah? Is because, let's face it, yeah? You take away that goal that he scored, he was poor.
Yeah.
He was poor, yeah? And all of a sudden, he gets a goal, and it's like Jude Bellingham is that player again. And it's like you got Gary Neville just blatantly lying on TV. It's like, listen, praise the goal, cool. I'm not here to say not praise the goal, yeah. But look at the performance. He was poor. Yes, he was slide tackling, putting in challenges. It is what it is. I don't want to see my number 10 slide tackling on the floor. Yeah, I don't want to see that. If you want your 10 to be slide tackling, that's good for you. But put number 18 on his back or something like that. Not number 10, yeah? But it's like, had Jude Bellingham never scored that goal, there's no talk about Bellingham being on Harry Kane's level. And this is what people like this do, yeah? They're talking to millions of people on TV, trying to convince that Jude Bellingham played well. He didn't play well. I'd argue that of anyone, he didn't play well. He was arguably at fault for the second goal that England conceded. Why is that not getting talked about? You see what I mean? So, and furthermore, yeah, I don't want to listen to someone that wasn't a great footballer try and tell us about who was a good footballer or not. That's what I don't want to hear. You know, if you got Paul Scholes in there, you know, not a great pundit, but listen, top player, then you take it more seriously. If Zizou was in there, you'll take it seriously. Yeah, even if you disagree, you take it seriously. But Gary Neville wasn't a great footballer, just a great professional. So why are we going to listen to him talk about footballers? Yeah. And then secondly, yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, yeah. Roberto Martinez, yeah. This is why he's not a great manager and will fail, because he hasn't got the balls to do what needs to be done. Yeah. He's got all that talent in his squad, yeah. But his downfall is going to be Ronaldo, because this whole Portugal team is how to get the best out of Ronaldo. When you've got Ronaldo and Bruno in the same team, it is not going to work. One of them needs to be sacrificed. And he's not going to do that, because as far as he's concerned, he's got Ronaldo, the captain, the big name, Bruno, who's hyped up as well. And he's just going to play both of them until the wheels fall off. Yeah. And you're going to have other players that will be better suited to the lineup that are going to miss out, unfortunately. You know, and hopefully people are starting to clock onto this year, because as great as a career Ronaldo has had, yeah, if he really, what he should be doing is stepping to the side, letting someone else come through, and him playing a supporting act. But he wants to be front and center at everything. And I'll tell you this now, it's going to be to the detriment of their World Cup, because I don't think anyone would have thought they would have drawn against Congo. You know, they got Uzbekistan, I think, next game. They should smoke them. And then all what's going to happen now, yeah, Ronaldo probably starts, probably bags a hat trick, and all is going to be forgotten until they get pumped in another game by a team that is just a better team. Heard it here first. You know.
To be fair, like with Cristiano, like, I know he's desperate to try and fucking score as many goals and fucking win as much fucking like personal accolades and all that. But when it's at this point, I feel like it's kind of clear it's at the detriment of your country, innit?
Yeah.
As much as you're loved and as much as you're an icon and you always will be, it's like you've either got to say, right, I'm calling it quits on international football, or be willing to say, I'm not taking a step back, but I don't, like, actually publicly say I don't want to be like competing for every minute of every game. Like, I'm here to try and, you know what I mean, be a bit part player and fulfill a role in it. Cause realistically, if they are struggling, they need someone. When everybody else has got tired legs, bringing on someone of Cristiano's like experience and caliber, there is a chance that it'd be highly effective in it. But
that's what his role should be.
Yeah, but like what you just said then when we was talking about Benzema and that, like fucking not many people would want to, not many people can adapt effectively, but not many people want to. He doesn't want
Mm.
to. So that's the thing, innit? He
That's
wants
where
to
you
be.
that's where you need a strong manager though, because Roberto Martinez to me, he's not like you can tell from Martinez's character, yeah, like he's too soft because he don't want to upset Ronaldo. The facts are, if Portugal want to do anything serious, he cannot be front and center because it's all about Ronaldo, just like it is at Manchester United, all about Bruno, yeah. If you're gonna do that on either a limited player, yeah, or someone that's past it, you're not gonna do anything. It's the facts. Because Gons and what makes it worse as well, yeah. We all know Ronaldo's not a natural striker. He's not, yeah. You've got Gonzalo Ramos, yeah, who's a natural striker. Yes, we're not saying he's Ronaldo or he's, one of the best strikers going, but he's a natural striker and he can't get on the pitch for someone that is touching 40. What he's on 40, I think he's 40 now, and someone that is doesn't really contribute to the overall picture of the game. It's facts. It's facts that people don't want to hear because they're Ronaldo fans, but he shouldn't be playing as much as he does. Ridiculous. Messi's different. Why is Messi different? Because Messi is a creator first and foremost. Messi gets on the ball. So Messi can do what Ronaldo does in terms of getting numbers, but he does a lot more. So he's more valuable than what Ronaldo is because Ronaldo's just waiting for a tapping so that when the game's finished, his name's everywhere. Oh, Ronaldo scores again. Oh, Ronaldo breaks another record. But he ain't contributing to the team.
Yeah. That's the thing, and I understand because I know he said like he wants 1,000 career goals and them all to be on fucking video and all the rest of it. Like he's been very public about what his aims and aspirations are, and at his age, okay, yeah, he might feel like he needs to try and get a number in every game, but it's not. That's not what's gonna happen at that age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if anything, like I say, if he was to say, you know what, to prolong my fucking my club career a little bit longer and to be more effective, because now he's not had a summer off, and at his age, he needs a summer of rehab. You know what I mean? He's out in America, sweating his bollocks off, fucking running around until he get knocked out, and then he's gonna have to fucking go back and start training again and getting ready for his season. No days off. It's not going to have a positive impact, you know what I mean? And if he really wants to achieve his personal goals, he I think it'd be the smarter choice to say, look, I'm going to step away from the international setup. But I think he might be a little bit concerned that if he does, that they might actually do well. You know what I mean? Because bear in mind, like I know it buries him that he wasn't playing for that final that they won. They did it all without him. He went off injured.
Yeah, of course.
Went off injured in like the first 10 minutes, in it 0-0. Like they did it
Yeah.
all without him. That hurts him, it does. And obviously, if he was to fucking step back and whilst he's still playing, say for example, if he'd have said, "I'm not going to the World Cup, I'm calling it a day on my international career," bowing out, and they ended up making it to the final, win or lose, he's gonna kick himself, thinking he could have made it that far and he could have been the final piece he needed in that final.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I think he's more, like I say, he's more scared they could succeed without him, which is it's fucked, really.
I think literally that is what it is. He as long as he's there, yeah, because you have to like thing is he is Portugal. He is Portugal, so he can do literally what he wants. So as long as he's there, he's gonna be thinking, right, he can still make an impact. But the facts are, yeah, just like Luka Modric, time catches up with you in the end. And as long as they're gonna keep persisting with him, they're not gonna do anything. I promise you. I've said this for time because there's too much around Ronaldo, and again, he's taken away from other attackers that could be more influential. Because what happens is that if Ronaldo stays on, you're just going to do the same old subs. Rafael Leao or or Neto out there. You know, Conceição, Rafael Leao, João Felix. They've got a battle for game time. The other side is Neto and Conceição. You know, Bruno's gonna play. So yeah, all you're gonna be doing really is just having Bruno and Ronaldo there, and everyone else having to dovetail around them. Whereas that combination there, as what showed with Man United, is not gonna work. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
See what I mean? But anyway, listen, bro, big up for coming through, man, each and every time, man.
Yeah, man. Yo, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. But guys, yeah, we are going to be back next week, Thursday, with the if we can do an earlier one on Thursday, same sort of time, we'll be doing the Brazil all time, and then we got Spain. You know, all the teams that I've done for the series, we'll go through all those teams, the major teams, the all-time 11s. So yeah, we'll definitely get through that, man, because yeah, it's enjoyable when there's some top players, man, that you can't really forget about. But yeah, if we got time during the week as well, then probably try and fit one of them in as well. But yeah, I'll let you know, bro. Anyway.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just let me
know.
But,
yeah, but other than that, guys, I should be back for the next watch along on the 22nd, which is Argentina, Austria. But yeah, if any Man United news drops, then you know I'll either go live or do an upload or something. At the moment, it's a bit dead. I just see a couple of news today that I think Arsenal interested in Buadi. United think they can get Chouameni. I mean, the whole talk around the transfer news is boring. City now want Tonali. And remember before, yeah, we spoke about at the start of the season. Why City are not going in for Tonali? It doesn't make any sense. Like he needs to be at Man City for what he offers. They now want him and Anderson. So yeah, let's see what happens, innit? You know,
that won't be fun. That won't be fun if that happens. Tell you that.
Bro, listen, I don't even want to talk, man. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, Fernandes. You know, they're saying that Real Madrid desperately, well, Mourinho desperately wants him. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. But guys, listen, other than that, make sure you smash the like button on your way out. Make sure you sub to the channel as well if you're new in there. And make sure you follow Fitz on his socials, which is in the description as well. And yeah, we'll catch you guys for the next one. Take it easy. Big up, bro.
Bless.
Big up, man.